And welcome everyone to Stu and Kira's Star Trek Sunday. I'm Stu Jackson, and here snotting and snuffling all the way through the show this week.
It's Kira C. Georgeson, who is struggling with hay fever. So,
Yes.
what you've got.
But you've joined us, and that's the important thing. You're struggling through, and you're streaming and snot. Yes.
And I missed you last week.
You were missed.
Thank you for putting up with my technical difficulties, as I had to return my work laptop to my work and no longer had a laptop at home. I've now bought myself a new laptop, so here I am.
Excellent. And now, it's the great divide. I sit very firmly on the Apple side of things because I think that Macs are way superior machines, and I get a lot of flack for it. So is this going to be something else we disagree about?
Nope, I bought a MacBook Air from 2019, refurbished, secondhand, but in great condition. So.
Nice.
I do much prefer Macs because I do a lot of editing and stuff, and I find it easier to use a Mac for that kind of stuff. So,
yes, indeed. So hello to Captain Quinn, who is sympathising with you, Kira, because Captain Quinn also has the old snufflies. We have Continuum Conti. Hello.
Oh, Conti, hi.
Great to see you. And my nephew Sam. So if anybody sees Boob Pillow RS in the chat, that's my nephew Sam. Apple Computers SMH. Now Kira, you're young. What does SMH mean?
Shaking my head.
Oh man, yeah, no, Sam disowned. Right. And Ed present on deck with paintbrush and minis to hand. Fantastic. I love my Macs. Anyway, that's not what we're here to discuss today, is it? We've got a fantastic episode ahead, haven't we, Kira?
We've got an exciting one. I've been really looking forward to our theme for today.
Yes, indeed. Shall we tell people what we're going to be reviewing first, though?
Yeah, so we are going to be reviewing the Lower Decks episode, Cupid's Errant Arrow, which is cool.
Fantastic. We are going to be doing a deep dive. It was your suggestion, wasn't it, Kira?
Yeah, a long time ago we had a big discussion, didn't we, about different themes we could do, and this was one that I was really excited about. So
yes, it is romance in Star Trek. Woo!
Amazing. And then we will be paying a visit to the Divine Treasury to see what Stu has for us today.
Yes, and we don't have a cosplay, Kira's cosplay, but you do have something to share from your own Divine Treasury this week, don't you?
Yeah, I've got a bit of show and tell, and if you follow me on Twitter, you may have seen a picture of it already, but it's lovely, so I thought I would share it on the stream as well.
Absolutely, it is. I have seen it. It is very, very nice. We'll look forward to that. Yes.
And then the latest Star Trek news, as always, to round everything off.
Yes. So, Conti's here, and as we've mentioned, Conti's watching Torchwood while listening to us. I love Torchwood. It's one of my absolute favourites. I've got all the DVDs for Torchwood.
Of course you do.
And yeah, we're very well, thank you, and hoping you are as well, Conti. Missed your question of Doctor Who last night, which is a shame. Doctor Who might get a mention later on in the show. You never know. And Ed's saying may need to review your Klingon Ridger's makeup tutorial for reasons.
For reasons?
That'd be for reasons, yeah. For reasons of Ed's own.
Oh.
Just Ed, for reasons. Yeah. Torchwood is great. Let's not mention Barrowman. Why not mention Barrowman? What am I not aware of? Is he one of these? He's a great actor but has some questionable opinions, or...
Oh no, that's a shame.
Not another one. I don't know. I don't know why Captain Quinn has said let's not mention Barrowman. I like him.
I like John Barrowman.
At the moment. at the moment. Let's see. Okay, but today let's have our review. So Lower Decks. This is our first review of a Lower Decks episode, and I'm very, very excited for it. I've got the uniform on and everything. Cupid's, I can't even say it. Cupid's Errant Arrow, which first aired in America, of course, 3rd of September 2020. It is the 5th episode of season 1. Now, other things that were happening in the Trekverse at the time, you had about 6 weeks after, you had season 3 of Discovery, which started airing. And just before that, in fact, season 1 of Discovery started on free to air for the first time in the US on CBS. And other things that were happening, IDW's Year 5 graphic novel was well underway by then. It's coming to an end now, of course.
Ooh, interesting. So the episode follows Mariner as she becomes suspicious of Boimler's new girlfriend, who is a very bright, attractive, and capable lieutenant that Mariner suspects is not all that she seems. Tendi and Rutherford grow jealous of the newer, larger USS Vancouver's gear and start competing with each other to win some of it, unaware that they're actually competing for a transfer away from the Cerritos.
To me, it was an absolutely fantastic episode. All the Lower Decks, there wasn't a missed beat. How about for yourself, Keira?
Yeah, I remember when I first watched through Lower Decks, for the first time, and just absolutely loved every episode. I couldn't fault it. It was tonally very different from the live action Trek that we're all used to, but I feel like this was the perfect sort of medium for it. And it's funny, it's engaging, and I really love this episode as well. It's just a bit silly, isn't it? And it's just a bit of fun. I love it.
It is, but I mean, one of the things that I love most is they could have gone silly and completely left field with it, and they could have done it as a parody or, a standalone thing, but it sits so firmly and so nicely in the entire Trek universe. There's so many tie-ins and Easter eggs and mentions, and it is canon. I've decided it is absolutely canon, and I love it for that. Absolutely love it. A lot of people are saying they're really looking forward to the new series.
Me too.
Yeah, definitely. Now, did you do your bingo this week, Keira?
I did do bingo this week.
Yay!
I did it while I was watching, so.
Good-o. And hopefully you did. Maybe some of you did bingo at home as well. Post your scores in the chat if you did. But what was your score, Keira?
I didn't actually count them up. What was yours? I'll count mine while you tell everyone.
I got 8.
Oh, I don't think I got that many.
Okay.
I think so. I got 1, possibly 2. Let's see. I think I got 4 or 5.
4 or 5. Okay, that's pretty respectable.
Yeah.
Just to remind everyone, the way it's scored is you get 1 point for a box in the Trek bingo, which you can get a copy on our Discord, or alternatively, if you message us, we'll quite happily send you a copy. You get an extra 5 points if you get 5 in a row, horizontally, vertically, or diagonally as well. And we've also got a little competition running as well, haven't we, Keira?
We do. So if you are able to find a Star Trek episode that ticks every box, is it every box or is it a certain format?
No, it's a total of 85. I worked it out. If you were to tick every box, you'd give you a grand total of 85 points. So I thought, make it a bit easier. Make 65. 65
points. Okay, so if you get 65 points and are able to give us the name of the episode and the timestamp of each one that gets ticked off, then you will win a T-shirt designed by me and Stu. Which we still haven't
done yet. You said you made a start, though. You've got some
Good.
ideas, haven't you, Keira?
I've had my idea for a while, and I'm working on my idea. So I am gonna once I've got Photoshop reinstalled on my new laptop, I am gonna make a little design. We'll see how it goes.
Excellent, excellent. Looking forward to that. So let's go through our sheets and see what we've got then. Starting in the top left, I think this one gets ticked pretty much every time, doesn't it?
Every time, yeah, definitely. Techno babble is always heavily featured in, I would say, 99% of Trek episodes. So I've ticked that one off as well.
Absolutely, and to the right of that one we have Turbo Lift Conversation. Did you get that one?
I was going to, but then when I really thought about it, the bit in the turbo lift, I think it's Rutherford and Tendi, it's not actually a conversation because only Rutherford speaks. Tendi doesn't reply to him.
Okay, I think there's a different scene that I've used for this, which is when they're arguing with the the it's like the quartermaster of the Keto, and it's when he says like, oh yeah, you'll actually be getting he chases them into the turbo lift, or they chase him into the turbo lift. And when they're arguing and Rutherford's actually recording what he said, that all happens within the turbo lift.
I didn't
so it's
realise
an argument,
but
but I'm going to say that would count.
yeah, no, that does count. I didn't realise they were in the turbo lift. I thought they were still in the corridor. So, all right, you points for observation there, Stu.
Okay. What was your next one? Did you get any more from the top line?
I also thought about, but I didn't actually cross off red alert because there's a conversation where Mariner and I think Boimler are talking, and she says red alert, and I was like, oh, she said it, but I don't think it counts because the ship doesn't go into red alert.
She references it absolutely. However, I've ticked it, and this might be a bit tenuous myself. Not because you're absolutely right. The ship does not go into red alert, but the platform that they're on does. You know, when they go over to the platform that's like maintaining the stability of the moon. The platform is on red alert.
Okay, all right, yeah, you can. I'll let you. That's true.
Okay, thank you. I mean, that one I get is tenuous. Anything else from the top row?
No, I didn't. Did you?
No, that was it for me. Second row, did you get anything?
Yes. So I ticked off. Pardon me. I ticked off 2 on this row. Did you get any?
Mm-hmm. I got 2 as well. Yeah.
Okay. I wonder if they're the same ones. So I did aliens are metaphor for human issues.
Yeah.
So my reasoning for that was the aliens on the moon are sort of they're all arguing about how to solve the problem, and there's the one of them who's like really rich, and like his civilization is just him and his wife, and I was like, I can think of a lot of instances where the arguing and then the the rich guy issue is that happens quite a bit in human life. What did you take?
I picked exactly the same one for the same issue. The whole kind of and also the refugee status of the ones who have to leave the moon and things like that. Yeah, displacement of peoples.
Yeah.
Yes, excellent. What was your other one from that row?
Conference room conversation, because they're all sat around the table in the conference room, all those aliens, when they're having those discussions. So.
Yeah, that's a classic one. Anything from the third row, from the middle row?
No, actually, I didn't have anything on the middle row. Did you?
No, I didn't. No, Vaughan Armstrong was not in it. Sadly.
No, there wasn't. What about the fourth row?
I got 1 on that one.
Yeah, so did I. Which one did you get?
Human gets frisky with alien.
Yeah, in Marina's flashback where her friend her friend's boyfriend splits in half and becomes the, what is it, something shape clinger.
Right. I'm going to hold. I don't know if this is going to show properly. No, it's not. But you'll have to take my word for it. I literally have Mariner flashback written.
Yeah. Amazing. But that's the only one I got on that line.
From the keto, yes. Same here. And the bottom row then.
Yes, I got a 1. But actually there could have been 2. I think it's 2.
Okay, what was the first of the 2? Because I got 2.
Okay, over explanation.
Yes.
There was a lot of, along with the techno babble, a lot of it was between Tendy and Rutherford when they're talking about the gear and equipment on the Vancouver. A lot of that is a bit over explained, and also with the other captain, the captain of the Vancouver at the beginning when she's talking to Mariner's mother. I feel like that was a bit over explained as well.
Yes, I absolutely agree. What was your other one from that row?
Do you want to tell us yours, and we'll see if we've got the same one?
Okay. Aliens are a metaphor for a human demographic.
Yes, I did that as well. Yeah,
I'm wondering if this is for the same reason, though.
Well, I thought it's very much similar reasons as metaphor for human issues, because there's quite a lot of overlap, I think, with those things. The demographic I was specifically thinking of was conspiracy theorists.
Yes! I have written on my sheet, deniers.
Yes! One of the aliens was like, it's made up by the government. And I was like, yes.
Oh my goodness, yes. Great minds think alike. Virtual high five.
Woo! But yeah, there's lots of different demographics represented within that group of aliens. I feel like that could apply to a lot of different kinds of people. So yeah.
Totally. Well, if you're watching, if you've got anything that we didn't, let us know, or if you think anything we've said was a bit too tenuous, keep that to yourself. But yeah, fantastic. There'll be another one of those next week as well. Captain Quinn has said that this game would also work for Space 1999, Blake 7 and Red Dwarf 2, Babylon 5, Doctor Who. It would. I think you'd have to change some of them.
Yeah.
I don't think Jeffrey Combs was in Babylon 5. I think, wasn't he? Yes. No. Yes. Possibly.
I've never watched it. Don't ask me.
Okay. There we go. Fantastic. So yeah, it's a great episode. I mean, just the whole Lower Decks in general is fantastic. Yeah. So shall we do some trivia?
Yes. Let's kick off the trivia for this week.
Okay. So, because I love the ships and the shuttles and what have you, my first bit of trivia is about the shuttles on the USS Vancouver, and they are named after Vancouver neighbourhoods. So Kitsilano, Fairview, Marpole.
Oh,
very nice. The names for them.
Nice. While on the Keto, Mariner and her comrades wear the style of Starfleet uniform seen in the Star Trek The Next Generation movies and seasons 5 to 7 of Deep Space Nine. During this scene, Data and Lore are mentioned, as well as the events of Next Generation Descent.
Yes, that was a brilliant little Easter egg there.
Yeah, I do love seeing her in the different uniform as well. I think that's quite cool.
Yeah, and the hair.
Yeah, oh my god. The hair.
That was cracking hair. The code Mariner 8 that Mariner used when requesting emergency transport is actually the name of a failed Mars mission launched by NASA in 1971.
Wow, that was the year my mum was born.
Oh, for God's sake. Every week.
Yeah. Well, I've got to get it in there. It's become tradition now, Stu.
Well, we established off air actually just before that you're the same age as my girlfriend's daughter.
Yeah, there you go. Oh dear. And in this episode, there is a nod to the Doctor Who series and the third Doctor, played by John Pertwee, when Lieutenant Brinson tells Mariner and Boimler that she reversed the polarity.
Yes. Do you know the full quote for that, though?
No, I don't think I do.
Reverse the polarity of the neutron flow. They put that in the John Pertwee Doctor Who because he was terrible at the technobabble stuff, but that was one thing he could actually say and he could actually remember to say. So every time they had technobabble, they just replaced it with reverse the polarity of the neutron flow, and it just became a running joke then in Doctor Who. Yeah,
amazing.
See, I don't know if Conti is still here, but I'd have done well last night. See.
Well done, Stu.
But we got the other bit of trivia we've got for this episode is the only one of the first season of Lower Decks that does not have a cold open. It goes straight to titles.
Straight in there.
No warm up, nothing. Yeah. There we are.
Which is a shame. I do love a cold open, and I feel like they could have done something funny with that. But you know what? They had plans and they saw them through, and it didn't include a cold open for this one.
It's possible they originally did a cold open, but just had to reduce the time of the episode.
Yeah, this is possible. Yeah, these things happen. These things happen in showbiz. Shall we go on to our deep dive, Stu?
Oh, let's. I know you've been really, really eager about this one.
I have been waiting with bated breath to do our deep dive on Trek romance. So, as anyone knows, there is a lot of romance in Star Trek, and as a major part of the human condition, it's only natural that it gets explored in some depth. So, Stu and I have thought about our favourite romantic pairings from each series, and we'll be going through the series one by one, and then each sharing our favourite pairing for you. And we'll discuss them. And if you have any comments, put them in the chat. We'll read them out.
Yeah, we'd love to hear what your favourite pairings are from each series as well. So, starting with, of course, the original series. Now, I know you've not watched this one too much, Keira, but the third season episode, For the World is Hollow and I Have Touched the Sky, has the pairing of Dr. McCoy and High Priestess Natira, which was very sad and very moving because they had to go their separate ways and live their separate lives.
So sad.
Although, I mean, it was nice to see Dr. McCoy getting some booty while he thought he was dying.
Gotta be done. Yeah, I didn't really have anything for this one, but if I had to, pick something off the top of my head, it would be, what was the time travel episode we watched?
Oh, Operation Annihilate.
Yeah, that guy and his cat that turned into a woman.
Oh, Isis and Gary Severin. Oh, you think now you think there was a bit of romance there.
Oh yeah, how could you not? She was stunning.
Yeah, I mean, all right, I would. But and she gets quite jealous, in fact, doesn't she?
She does. I think maybe that's why I thought there was. Yeah. I just actually kind of assumed that it was romantic. I didn't actually look into it and figure out if it was real or not. But in my mind, they are.
Excellent. No, in mind canon, that's as good as anywhere. Yeah, fantastic. Hello, Ben. Great to see you. So moving on then to the original. The animated series, shall we?
Animated series. I've not watched this at all, so I'll let you take this one.
Oh well, I mean, for me, there's one episode, Mud's Passion, which has a bit of a flirtation between Maress and Scotty. Maress being the Cajun.
Cat, the cat person.
Yes.
Okay, right.
I would have liked to have seen that expanded on.
Yeah.
Also, Maress was kind of hot for a cartoon.
Amazing. What's next? Which season are we going on to now?
We go to the Next Generation next. Now, for me, I mean, there was a lot of romantic style episodes in the Next Generation, weren't there?
They treated us very well in terms of dishing out the romance, and actually treated us very badly on some occasions too. And
there were some big missed steps, especially early on. Some very big missteps. But for me, the whole, and it was nice to see it sort of serialized rather than just episodic, O'Brien and Keiko's romance.
Yeah, I do love their relationship. I feel like they balance each other out quite well. My favourite from Next Generation was Riker and Troy. And I feel like the reason I love them so much is because, you know, it's very clear that they have this really strong connection, that they really love each other, but they're not stifling. They are quite free to go off and do as they please, and, you know, have other romantic interests, and but they just always come back to each other, and you know that they have such respect for each other. Yeah, I really like them.
Oh, that's nice. That's a lovely way of looking at it. Yeah. Yeah, Ben has said Troy and Worf.
Oh my God, this is the one that always grates me when I watch it. I'm just like, I literally can't bear looking at them together. It's so wrong.
Also, what happened to no human woman would be, you know, which was
she's not human, is she?
It was a bit cringy, I must admit, when he said that.
What else was really bad? Have you got a worst one from Next Generation?
Oh, worst. Do you know what? I never thought about worst ones. Oh, I can't think of a worst one off the top of my head. Oh, I'd have to think about that one.
Do you know what I found really cringy as well? Picard and Vash.
Oh, that's interesting. Now, I almost picked Picard and Vash as my favourite.
I actually love Vash. Like, I think she's an amazing character. She's so engaging to watch on screen. But I feel like they shouldn't have had that romantic thing. I feel like maybe if they'd hinted at it and if it was a bit more of a flirtationship. But that scene where they're going to sleep or something and they're like in a sleeping bag and they kiss, I was just like, oh, I didn't like watching it.
Okay, I can get on board with that. Actually, I suppose my most cringy one would be Beverly and Picard.
Really?
Yeah, because that just feels too tropey, too kind of forced. Oh, look, you know, he brought back a dead husband. Well, she has to fall in love with him then.
Yeah,
it's a given, you know.
Yeah, I do think it's cringy in The Naked Now, where she's like, you own me, Captain, and he's just like, not now, Beverly. I'm just like, oh my God, this is too much.
It's his laugh.
But I do like it in one of the much later episodes. You see them in the future, and they've been married and divorced, and I like that. But I didn't like the earlier stuff where it's a bit cringy.
Yeah, I'd go with that.
Nice. Shall we do Deep Space Nine?
Yes, because I mean, for me, there's one couple hands that even beats out O'Brien and Keiko. For me, is Rom and Lita.
They are really sweet, aren't they?
A brilliant coupling. Brilliant coupling. Someone has mentioned, and do you know what? I almost mentioned it was Bashir and Garrick, but the only reason I didn't choose it is because it wasn't explicit, if you like. It was more subtext.
Because I thought about that one too. That was one of my options, but yeah, it's not really like it didn't actually happen in the show. It was just, I feel like some of the showrunners wanted it to happen, but they couldn't be like overt about it. And I almost
with Berman at the helm, it wasn't going to happen.
No, I almost chose O'Brien and Keiko for this one because I do really love them as a couple. But because you chose them for Next Generation, I thought I'll go down a different route. So I've also chosen a Ferengi relationship, and I've gone for Quark and Grilka.
Oh yes, that is a brilliant choice.
Yeah, it's just
Yes.
so funny and so unlikely, but actually they're really nice to each other. And it's not often you see Quark actually doing a good thing. So
Yeah, totally. No, that's an amazing choice.
yeah,
That's
Grilka's funny
that
as well.
fantastic.
I love a Klingon.
Yeah, I know a lot of people find Ferengi quite problematic, but I actually quite like them as a race. Not like their morals or their attitudes or anything, but I think in terms of story development and like entertainment value to watch,
Mm.
um, I think it's nice to see. There's that brilliant scene when Garrick and Quark are talking, and they're talking about the Federation from the outside view. It's quite insidious, and you know the kind of human centric view of the Federation. And yeah,
Mm. Yeah,
I thought that was really good.
very good.
Now we're going to have to talk about your favourite one here, Voyager.
Yeah.
Who now? Can I see if I can guess your Voyager pick?
Go on then.
Janeway and Chakotay.
Yes, love them so much. I will always, always, always be so mad that they wrote the kiss out of resolutions. Like I've seen the pictures of the script where they have the kiss written in, and I'm just like, why did they not do it? It would have just been so beautiful. And there's that really torturous moment at the very end when they've had this connection in their little hut, and then all of a sudden they're back on the ship. They get rescued, and they're sat in their chairs, and they've both got like clenched fists on the edge of their seats because they can't reveal this romance to anyone, and even was never consummated or anything like that, and they never even got their kiss. And oh, my heart breaks. My heart just breaks for them. It really does. And big thank you to, is it Kirsten Beyer who wrote Full Circle? Yeah, some of the Voyager novels where there's a lot of like Janeway Dakota stuff. So I was happy. I was happy with that book. Thank you very much.
I will have to read. I didn't know that was written into a scene.
What, the kiss?
The kiss, yeah. I don't know. I think it was the right choice not to have it because that would have overly complicated things later on.
Well, but I love a complicated romance. It's not
but
fun if
it was episodic. It was episodic at the time, and episodes were shown out of order, and they're still shown out of order now.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. But I get where you're coming from. I get where you're coming from. Well, do you want to hear my choice then? Because it had a very... Oh, no, it didn't have a happy ending at all. The EMH and Danara Pell.
Yes, I think this is a great choice.
Yeah, and it was lovely to see the Doctor actually, doing well with a person.
Yeah. Being nice for once. Well done, Doc. Yeah, no, I love him as a character. I think he's one of the strongest characters from any Trek series. Like he could have carried that series on his own. I mean, thankfully he didn't have to, but he's just incredible to watch, and getting to see him in one of those moments, yeah, it's really nice. Different.
Definitely.
Oh.
Yeah, okay.
Would you like to tell us your favourite couple from Enterprise?
Yes. Now, this one is a little bit left field and possibly non-canonical. There was definitely a lot of flirtation that went on and a lot left to the imagination. But Phlox and Crewman Cutler, who is the crewman sort of assigned to help him, an expert on insects, I believe. Yeah, I love their dynamic. No, their what's it called? Dynamic? No, not. Yeah. Anyway, I thought they were great together on screen.
Amazing. I actually didn't pick one for Enterprise because it's been so long since I watched it. I really can't remember anything that actually happens in it, apart from the few episodes that we've watched to review on Star Trek Sunday. So I didn't pick one for Enterprise. But get back to me in a few weeks, and I may have watched some more of it, and then I'll tell you.
Okay. Well, I can tell you what Ed's is.
Oh,
it's Empress Hoshi and Ed, at least in his head.
Oh my god! See, I knew that Hoshi would come up. A lot of my friends on TikTok love Hoshi, and they especially love Empress Hoshi, so that makes sense.
I mean, I think she's an amazing actor, and I love the characterization of her. But sticking on my red-blooded male only thinks with one thing hat for just a brief moment, because I don't like to leave it on. Yeah, Hoshi didn't. Yeah, no.
Not for you.
Not my cup of tea. I'll take that hat off because that makes me feel horrible.
That's fair enough. Everyone's got their opinions.
Yeah, but I think she's an amazing actor, and yeah, the character is absolutely brilliant.
Nice.
Yeah. To emphasize that. Right, now moving on to things that I know you're. How far are you with Discovery now?
I think I've nearly finished season 1 now.
Oh, exciting!
I've actually watched it, Stu. Are you proud of me?
I am very, very proud. And yeah, once you finish season 1, do tell us, because we'll do a segment about what you think of season 1.
Okay, this is a good idea.
Go. And hello, Speckled Solace. Talking about DS9. For Speckled Solace, it's got to be the romance between Kira and Odo. Truly a love story for the ages.
I absolutely cannot stand that pairing.
Really?
I'm sorry. Was it Mr. Speckled, whatever? Speckled Solace?
Speckled Solace.
Or Miss, I don't know. I really can't stand the way Odo is so possessive over her and just will not take no for an answer. And it's just kind of like she just relents eventually because, she's got nothing better to do. And it's just kind of, I don't like it. I really don't like it. It gives me the same level of ick as Neelix and Kes because I don't think he treats her right.
Yes, I get where you're coming from, but this is his first ever proper relationship, and he doesn't know how to behave. He doesn't know how to handle the emotions that he's. I think many of us have behaved wrongly in early relationships just because we didn't have the experience to cope with the emotions.
Oh, he should have got a therapist then.
He should have. Yeah, absolutely right.
Kira deserved better, and I'm not being biased because we got the same name, but she deserved way better. She did.
Comment.
She had such bad luck with romance in Deep Space Nine. So, what was his name? Vedek Bareil.
Yeah,
and then she had Shakar. I mean, long distance relationships. Oh God, how boring! How awful.
Yeah, the Shakar one didn't sit right with me.
No, it was very odd, wasn't it? Do you know what was funny though? Really funny was her little mini flirtationship with Miles.
Oh, when she was pregnant.
Yeah. Oh my God, I thought.
Yes, that's. Yes, I love that scene.
And nothing ever happens, does it? Like they don't actually do anything, but it's just the way they're like really awkwardly looking at each other, like, what do we do now? It's fantastic.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, so coming on to Discovery then. So if you're nearly at the end of season 1, you must have a pick.
And my pick was the same as yours, actually. And I tried to rack my brains to think of a better one, but there isn't. This is the ultimate ship, at least for season 1 of what I've watched of it, anyway.
Oh, buckle up. That's all I'm going to say. No spoilers in the chat, please, for Keira. But yeah, brace yourself.
Okay, I'm prepared.
We are talking about, of course, Stamets and Kolber. The ultimate, totally, yeah. The ultimate romance. Do you know what? There's hardly, and I'm really happy to share this with everyone because I know I'm in a safe space here, but there is hardly an episode of Discovery that did not make me cry.
Oh.
And Stamets and Kolber are, I mean, particularly Stamets was, kind of the major cause.
He's such a sweetheart, isn't he? Like, I actually really love him as a character.
Yeah. I mean, snarky sweetheart, but yeah.
No,
the attitude.
They just warm my heart so much. And I know this is like going to be a real cliche to say out loud, but it's just so nice to see some LGBTQ representation overt on a very popular TV show. I think it's really important, and I think it was overlooked for so many years. And I know a lot of people who like dislike Discovery are like, oh, it's forced diversity or something. And it's just like, no, these kinds of relationships happen in real life. 50% of the population are not heterosexual. Why shouldn't we all be represented in a TV show that we all love? So
exactly,
yeah, absolutely here for it.
Well, it's it pisses me off when people talk about this whole force thing, because for so many years it's been forced to avoid it, to not include it. That was what was forced. Now we're just showing it as a reflection, as a mirror on society, and it's much better than it used to be.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. Right. So we agreed on one.
Yeah.
I wonder if you haven't seen Picard at all yet, have you?
No, so I haven't seen Picard, but I have seen screenshots. So I actually do have a couple for this one, but you do yours first and then I'll do mine.
Oh no, I want to hear yours now.
Okay. I saw a very lovely screenshot of Seven of Nine holding hands with Raffi, and that warmed my heart. So I like that one.
Yes, because that is definitely heartwarming.
One of the couples I really did not like in Voyager was Seven of Nine and Chakotay. I was like, oh, stop that. Thank you very much. And then you see her holding hands with this gorgeous woman, and I'm just like, yeah, that's better. I like that. Oh,
Michelle Hurd is definitely, yes. Do you know what? I can see where you're coming from. That came very close to being my favourite relationship. Now, some people might question, those people who are familiar with Picard might question my choice here a little bit. I am going to defend it. But it's Narek and Soji. Now, Narek, spoilers, so I don't know if you want to cover your ears or not. Or
I'll cover my ears.
Okay, so Narek, we know, is a bad guy. He's not a pleasant guy at all. But I don't know, there's just something so heartbreaking about when he attempts to kill her. His reaction to that, I think his feelings are very, very genuine for her. So I think there's a lot of tragedy in what the ones I'm picking. So Narek and Soji, there we go. Okay, you cool now?
I don't know if you saw me like jump out of my skin then. There is something just shook the whole floor in this apartment.
Oh.
And I have no idea what just happened, but like it felt like someone was jumping on the floor behind me, but the only thing behind me is the sofa. I was like, what?
Okay.
So if you saw me jumping out of my skin then, that was why.
Yeah.
But
Paul's nailed it in chat. It's haunted.
Oh no, wow, it would make sense. I'm in Bath right now, and this is a very old sort of Georgian like building that's been converted into apartments. So it would not surprise me if one of Jane Austen's weird little characters was killed in here.
Yes, as Ed says, Susan from Phasmophobia. Yeah, and well, for what I suggested and the pairing I put in, it's been disagreed with, but by Speckled Solace, and I get that. I get why it's not a popular choice, but that's that. Then we come on, of course, to Lower Decks.
What was yours for this one?
Oh, now this one, again, it's the whole unrequited thing and a tragic end, which I seem to go for an awful lot. Probably says so much about my psyche. But Jax and Ta'ana. Again, it's a Catian. Catwoman.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, Jax and Ta'ana, there's definitely a frisson there. I mean, there's one scene where they do actually snog on the bridge.
Oh, I can't remember that.
But yeah, but that was that's my choosing. What's yours?
So I'm not sure if I've just made this up, and it's been a few months since I watched the series, but I could swear that there was like a romance between the first officer and the captain that was like secret. Did I make that
up? I'm not aware of any references to it at all, but headcanon, why not?
There must have been something, because I feel like I wouldn't have got this idea out of nowhere. What's the first officer's name?
Oh, crikey. Ransom. Jack Ransom. I mean, there's kind of almost a bit of a thing between Mariner and Ransom.
Oh, maybe
in the Crystal episode.
Maybe that's what I was thinking of. Maybe it was Mariner in my memory and not the captain.
Maybe it's the captain. Why not? Maybe this is a spoiler for season 2.
Oh God. Oh dear. No, I can't. That's my memory's clearly failing me then. This is awful. Sorry.
Are you not spending your 10 hours a day watching Star Trek?
No, I work. I have a job.
Well, Dr. Jackson here is prescribing 10 hours a day.
Okay, I'll take my laptop to work and get all the children in my class to watch Star Trek with me.
Yes, absolutely. What better education can there be?
Infinite diversity and infinite combinations. This is indoctrination, but the best kind.
Yeah. When I was in my early 20s, I had a poster on my wall. Everything I knew about life, I learned from Star Trek.
I love that. Amazing.
Fantastic.
Wow.
So, we've got new series coming, haven't we?
We
Strange
do.
New Worlds and Prodigy. Do you think that'll be a strong source of romantic frissons?
I'm going to say Strange New Worlds, I reckon there will be. But Prodigy, I'm not so sure about because it's aimed at children. And so if there is any sort of romance hinted at between the characters, I don't think it will be at the forefront of any of the storylines. But it's possible, you never know.
Now, yeah, I'm wondering, is it aimed at children or young adult type children? Because if it's young adults, then I would say there's definitely going to be romance in it.
Yeah, well, we'll have to wait and see, won't we?
We will have to wait and see. But I absolutely agree. Strange New Worlds, definitely. Can you make any predictions as to who you think on Strange New Worlds?
Oh, I don't know. No idea. I don't want to speculate, but I reckon there'll be something with Una because she's gorgeous. That would be really a wasted opportunity if they didn't give us something.
Played by Rebecca Romaine.
Well done, Stu.
I'm very proud. only taken 22 episodes, is it?
She really does look so good as well for her age. She looks exactly the same as when she was in the X-Men films, minus all the blue body paint. But yeah, she looks great. And she really suits the black hair, I think.
She does indeed. I wouldn't be surprised if it's Una and Pike.
See, I didn't want to say that, but I do, that I can see chemistry between them. I can see it happening.
I mean, yeah, Ben has suggested Spock and Una.
Oh.
But I'm not so sure, because we know that wouldn't end well, because we know Spock's future.
Yeah, this is true.
So it's the what if thing that keeps that whole thing going.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
Excellent. Right, so what are your thoughts? I mean, everyone's been telling us in chat anyway, which is fantastic. But definitely want to hear your predictions for Prodigy and Strange New Worlds as well. But there we go. Shall we take a dip into the Divine Treasury?
Oh yes, please. What have you got for us this week, Stu?
So before we go into it, I need to tell you a story. So buckle up.
Star Trek story time.
The time is 2002, and Star Trek The Adventure, not Star Trek Adventures, that's a different thing, but Star Trek The Adventure opened in Hyde Park in London on the 18th of December. Now, I had no plans to go to it. I would have liked, but, just wasn't happening at the time. I was very poor at the time. But I listened at the time, always on a Friday night, I would listen to Classic FM, and they had the show Friday night is cinema night type thing, and they played songs from movies. And this one week they ran music from Star Trek. Well, of course I was going to listen to that, and they ran a competition to win tickets, and it was who was the first captain of the Enterprise, and I won. They were going for Pike, but fortunately I sent them a lengthy email explaining it wasn't Pike, but that they probably wanted Pike as the answer. And yeah, I won. So I went to Star Trek The Adventure in Hyde Park. Now, they had a number of different things. It was indeed Robert April. Well done, Captain Quinn. They had a number of things available, and I have this. Now, I've got two of these because this one is off screen, open and empty, but they had Klingon. Oh, I need to move myself so I can hold this. There we go. Klingon Export Beer, which I've still got the empty bottle from. Put that to one side because I've got this limited edition collector's kit. Now, bear in mind, this is from 2002. Romulan Ale, you can see. Klingon Exports, you can see. There's another one in the middle, which I'll get at in a moment. But these are full and unopened.
Ooh.
So, here we go. So, the one in the middle... Oh, I'm doing this off screen. There we go. Is Ferengi Eelwasser.
Oh.
But yeah, it was brewed by Robert Kane and Co. from Liverpool, and yeah, you can see top's still on. Don't know. I'm holding this in totally the wrong place. No, you can't quite see, but it is heavy, and there's liquid still inside them all. And yeah, there we go. I keep them in the box, in the original carry box that they came in.
That's very cool.
So there we go. This is... I've managed to keep them for 19 years. And oh my God, 19 years. That makes me feel old. 19 years without drinking them. The past their best before now. It's got to be said. In fact, what was the best before?
That's fantastic.
31st of May 04.
Hey, guess
There we
what,
go.
Stu?
Oh God, here we go.
I was 8 when you went to Star Trek: The
You were
Adventure.
8. Yes. But yeah, no, I'm not going to drink them on um, online. It wasn't particularly strong, Paul. It was 4.5%, something like that.
Bog standard
Yeah,
sort of.
four and a
Yeah.
half percent. Yeah, standard sort of beer, but I mean, it just tasted. It didn't when I drank it at the time. So I got basically 2 of them, one to keep, one to drink,
No.
and yeah, there we go. So
Very
a bit of my
cool.
history there with that one. Now you've got show and tell with us, haven't you?
Yes, I have show and tell, which I don't often get to do this, but I thought I would treat you all to an unboxing.
Yay!
I actually have already opened it, but I think watching someone open it again is just as fun. So I have this absolutely gorgeous little pink package, which came all the way from Canada. So this was designed by someone I'm friends with on Twitter who she has her own company and she set up a crowdfunder to create this series of enamel pins, and I donated to her crowdfunder, and so I got a pin, which was like the reward for donating. Um, and I completely forgot about it. And when it arrived, I got home from work and it was waiting for me on the kitchen table. And I was like, oh, it's from Canada. I know exactly what it is. And the packaging is absolutely stunning, absolutely gorgeous. So I'll show you. It arrived, it's all bubble wrapped inside and stuff. I got my little pink paper parcel with the pin inside, but it also came with this absolutely gorgeous card.
Oh,
Not this isn't Trek related. This is just like artwork from her shop, and it's like a little thank you note saying thank you for ordering. And I'll show you. I'm opening it up now, and it was all wrapped up so pretty. This stunning Star Trek enamel pin, which is Pride related. So it's got the rainbow on, and it's got a little starscape underneath it, which I think is absolutely gorgeous. And it's so shiny. Um, I remember her having some trouble. Like she would put updates on her Twitter every now and then. She had some trouble with the manufacturers. Um, they sent her a batch of them, and they were all completely faulty and had loads of mistakes on them. So I just sort of forgot about it, and I thought, oh, it'll show up when it shows up. And this looks even better, I think, than her original design, which, yeah, I'm really happy with it. And I can't wait to wear it. I'm going to make maybe a Pride related Trek costume when I get the chance, and I'm going to use this pin for it. So very excited. If you would like to get yourself one of her pins, not sponsored, she's not paying me to say this, but her shop is shopbelux.com. That's shop, just the normal word shop, followed by B-double-E, and then Lux, Luxe.com. And you can see all of her things on there. She's done stickers and other Trek related things. And yeah, I think it's nice to support small businesses where we can. And the packaging is just worth it on its own. I'm going to keep the card and put this up in my bedroom. So my lovely little pin. One last look. There you go.
fantastic. Well, as soon as the show's over, I'm heading over to Shop B Lux and getting one myself. That does look absolutely amazing.
It's so shiny. I love it.
Is she doing sort of the Pride ones in different badge styles, like Next Generation style, or?
No, I think this is the only one, the only style she's done. But you can also get this as a magnet as well. It's the same design, but you can get it on a pin or a magnet. I haven't actually looked on her shop since I donated to the crowdfunder, so it might be that she's done different designs now as well. But that's the only one I've seen of that specific kind of pin. But yeah, I think she's got some cool stickers on there. I got a Janeway sticker where it says "Fight Fascism," and it's a picture of Janeway. You know the holodeck episode where it's like in the 1940s. and she's got the white suit on. It's her in a white suit with a revolver, and it says "Fight Fascism." So I've got one of those as well, which is cool. Yeah, it's a nice little shop, and she's really creative with her design. So I do recommend it. Yeah, it's cool.
Excellent. I did try putting the link in the chat, but Speckle Solace has said it's not working. That's shopbeelux.com.
LUXE.
Ah, right. Let me.
Oh, and I've just opened up her website, and she has done next generation style pins with the round.
Oh, fantastic!
Yeah.
There we go.
Oh my god.
Like Deluxe, but Belux.
Yes. Yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
Okay. Right. Takes me a while sometimes. But no, that is absolutely beautiful. I will be heading over there after this show and spending money.
Oh my god, you know what, this is so exciting for me. I've just looked on it again, and she's got a different style of rainbow com badge, but it's made with I think it looks like glitter or crystals. So it's the Voyager
sparkly.
Yes, Voyager style rainbow com badge with crystals and glitter on it. Oh my goodness, I'm going to spend so much money.
Right, yes, so will I. Speaking about spending money, shall we get on to some Star Trek news?
Yes, let's tell everybody what we've got.
Well, before we do, I've got a bit of news that I've been holding back and not sharing with you because I wanted to do it online here on the show.
Oh, okay.
Do you remember a little while ago you said that if anyone had any of the novels or anything that you'd like, you could really do with reading some?
Yeah.
We have had donated to us very, very generously by a guy named Andy Weston, who is a lovely, amazingly generous guy. We've had over 100 Star Trek novels donated to us.
No.
Yep. I have them here in the ready room of Star Trek Sunday, ready to share out and dish out and go through.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
There's all sorts in there. There's a lot of original series. I mean, most of the novels are original series based. There are some Voyager ones in there, of course, Deep Space Nine ones, Next Gen. There's sort of side issue ones like Captain's Table. There's a set of Section 31s in there that I can't wait to get into. But so generous and so very, very kind. So Andy, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you so much. What made him do that? That's so kind.
Just very, very generous person. I also think he needed the space.
Fair enough. That's a good a reason as any. But that's so lovely. Like, oh my gosh, that's so cool as well.
I haven't counted them to the novel, but I sort of started counting and then lost count. But yeah, there's over 100 of them.
Oh, goodness,
absolutely incredible. So you got as many novels as you can read now.
Amazing! Oh, how exciting! That's so cool. Oh wow, that's lovely. Yeah. Really lovely. Okay, shall we go?
Yeah.
Shall we do our first bit of news? So this is about Picard. And we did have some clarification from John Delancey about Q, who said he will be a more serious, less playful Q this time. And Jonathan Frakes directed 2 episodes, both with Q in. And they also confirmed that Brent Spiner's return will be a different role to Data.
Yeah, how do we feel about Q being a bit more serious?
Well, I haven't watched Picard, but the general consensus I've picked up on is that it's a more serious sort of show than Next Generation was. So it makes sense for him to be more tonally in line with a serious show. Because a lot of Next Gen was quite frivolous, wasn't it? So.
Oh yeah. Yeah. As long as it's still snarky. That's the main
thing. We
love
a bit of snark, yeah. Serious snark.
Yeah. Absolutely. So on to section 31 news. Now, sorry, yes, Section 31. So we thought we were done with Section 31 news because nothing's happened for such a long time since it was first announced 2 years ago. But Alex Kurtzman has said in a recent interview that, and I quote, they are on a great track with it. So that's good news. It is still moving forward. It has been delayed, obviously, as a result of COVID, but they are looking at a couple of scripts right now. So Section 31, it seems, is starting to move forward again.
Nice. Very nice. And next up, we have news about Prodigy. So the first trailer for Prodigy dropped at Comic-Con at home, which I haven't seen yet. So I am going to be heading off very soon so I can go and watch this trailer because this is exciting. The ship details are the USS Protostar NX 76884. NX meaning it is a prototype vessel. And it confirms that it is set in the Delta Quadrant.
Absolutely. Now, I'm not going to give you any spoilers if you've not seen the trailer yet, Keira. I mean, other than what you've just read out, obviously. But I did think, when we first saw an image of the ship, I did think it looked a bit like an Einstein class with the single nacelle. But later realised, actually, it's got 2 nacelles. So it's not definitely not an Einstein class. Can't remember who I was. I think it might have been Captain Quinn I was talking with on the Discord about that. But another new trailer we've had from Lower Decks that was released at Comic-Con at home is Lower Decks. I totally lost it. I'll try that again. So on to Lower Decks news. We've had another new trailer released at Comic-Con at home. And this time we got totally different information on the teaser recently. We've got a Tamarian. Tembra, his eyes open. Shaka when the walls fell.
I was just about to say that. That's so funny.
So Tamarian, and that looks like it's going to be an interesting episode. Robert Duncan McNeil is back, Keira, as Tom Paris.
Yes.
I'd have liked to have seen him back as Locarno, to be honest, but there we go.
Oh my god.
I still think it's the same person. Anyway,
wow.
But he's back this time as a talking commemorative plate.
No, I've seen the pictures of it and it's ridiculous and so funny. And there's people are like literally trying to sell their souls to get hold of one of these plates now as well.
I know. I mean, I remember back in the 90s when, Trek commemorative plates were a thing, as I'm sure do many of our viewers who are old.
You know what? Every now and then I do go on Facebook Marketplace and I just type in Star Trek just to see what people are selling secondhand, see if I can get a bargain. So many of these plates show up. And also some of those really ugly mugs that are like giant busts of Next Generation characters, but they're so badly painted. Like they barely resemble the characters. They're just so ugly. But apparently they're really popular, so everyone wants those.
Those busts, I can tell you, I do my unboxings and what have you. It's the same company, Eagle Moss.
Right.
I've never collected the bust because, like you, I think they're just awful.
They're ugly, they're tacky, they're massive as well. Where are you going to put them, Stu? You've barely got enough room for your ship as it is.
I have already run out of room. That's not the point. Hello, Octo UK 77. It says we're nice chat people and that they're enjoying it. Oh, that's good.
Lovely.
And Ben's right. We are not old by Vulcan standards.
Yeah.
Indeed. Now, one more bit of news from the Lower Decks trailer, though. Very, very exciting. And when it comes to reviewing it with our bingo sheet, we can already cross off one box from the middle because there is an evil computer. I mean, it's got very much HAL 9000 vibes. But the voice is unmistakably that of Jeffrey Combs. That means he's probably going to overtake Vaughan Armstrong.
Yeah.
Or at least match Vaughan Armstrong.
Ooh.
Yeah. Ooh, yeah. More roles for Jeffrey.
Vaughan Armstrong's at home, like, trying to call them all up, like, you need to give me another role.
It'd be lovely if there was actually a little rivalry between them.
Yeah.
I think we need to instigate that. We need to come up with hashtags and everything.
Yeah, I was about to say, start hassling them on Twitter. Like, did you know Vaughan Armstrong's actually more than you? What are you going to do about it?
Hey, Vaughan, with Jeffrey doing this new role, he's overtaking you now. What do you have to say about that?
Ooh, amazing. And our final bit of news today is about mine and Stu's future holiday to Mission Chicago. So the 8th to the 10th of April next year in Chicago. Will Wheaton was the first to announce going. Kate Mulgrew and Michelle Hurd have also joined the roster, along with Anthony Rapp, hopefully as announced last week in the Star Trek Sunday exclusive. Tickets go on sale on the 29th of July, and one-day general admission tickets will be $65 for adults, $35 for kids, or a three-day ticket is $155. But you can get a Priority 1 VIP package, including reserved seating, special access, autographs, photo ops, and more for the very low price of $750. Oh, so are we going to do it, Stu?
Yes.
I think we have to. It'd be rude not to.
We have to. We owe it to our fans.
All one fan I have. You can find more info at StarTrekMissions.com. And if anyone watching wants to grab one of those tickets, come and meet us over there, where we might be doing a special Star Trek Sundays exclusive from Chicago.
Definitely do a live show from there of some description, if not a daily show. Because 3 days of solid Star Trek, Keira. I am hyped for it.
I honestly, every time I think about it, my heart skips a beat because I've never been to a solely Trek convention. I've never been to the US. And it's just one of those things. I never spend that much money on myself. And it's going to just be like a once in a lifetime experience. I'm so looking forward to it.
Yes, totally. Gosh. Well, I think that's about it for this week, isn't it?
That is it for this week. So please do join us next time, and we'll be doing a deep dive on Star Trek tabletop board games. Ooh.
Oh, very exciting. I think that one was suggested by Ed. We will be discussing the Next Generation episode, Peak Performance.
Ooh. We'll be paying another visit to the Design Treasury. That's very different. The Divine Treasury, and potentially Kira's cosplay if I can get my act together. Kira.
And of course, we will be bringing you the latest news from the Trekverse.
Yes. So until then, peace and long life.
And live long and prosper. Bye for now. Take care.